Okay, hello everyone. We are from Group 4. We want to present about NGN policy challenge especially in Indonesia. And then this group consists of Raditya Rukmana, Muhammad Reiyan Indra, and myself, Raafiandy Ghani, and Sayyidah Rozanah. Okay, next. Okay, the table of contents of this presentation is first introduction to NGN, and then importance of NGN policy, NGN policy challenge, and policy recommendation. Next, and the first one, introduction to NGN or next generation networks. So, what is NGN? The term NGN or next generation network refers to a packet-based network that supports mobility and can be used for both data and telecommunication service. It can use a variety of broadband capabilities, particularly QoS or quality of service, enable transport technologies where the function related to the service are independent of the underlying transport-related technologies. Next. So, what is the significance in modern telecommunication for NGN? NGNs are becoming increasingly important in modern telecommunication. They offer a number of advantages over traditional network, including flexibility, scalability, cost effectiveness, and security. For the flexibility, NGN are more flexible than traditional networks, and they can be easily adapted to new services and applications. And for the scalability, NGN are scalable and they can be easily expanded to meet growing demand. And for the cost effectiveness, NGN can be more cost effective than traditional networks. And for the security, NGN can be more secure than traditional network. And then as a result of this advantage, NGN are expected to play a major role in the future telecommunication. They will help to enable new and innovative services, and they will make it easier for business and consumer to connect to the world. Next. So, policy for next generation network or NGN. And policy for NGN is a set of rules and regulation that govern the NGN service into a telecommunication network. It's important to have a policy in place to ensure that the NGN service is done in a smooth and orderly manner and to protect the interests of all stakeholders. The policy should address the following issues. The first one is, when should NGN service be introduced? The second one is which NGN service should be introduced first? And then how will user be migrate from traditional services to NGN service? And how will the security of NGN service be ensured? And the last one is, how much will it cost to introduce NGN services?
And the second part is the importance of NGN policy. So there are some reasons why the policy of the NGN is important. The first one is in terms of the technological advance. It helps nations to keep pace with rapid technological advancements in the field of telecommunications. And the second part is in the terms of economic growth. By fostering a competitive environment, promoting innovation, and encouraging investment in network infrastructure, the governments can stimulate economic activity in the telecommunications sector and related industries. The third reason is that in terms of security and privacy, the NGN policies must address cybersecurity and data privacy concerns. And as next generation networks become more interconnected and reliant on digital technology, they become more vulnerable to cyber attacks and data breaches. The next reason is that for the environmental concern, the NGN technology should promoting energy efficient network infrastructure and reducing the carbon footprint of the telecommunication industry, and it can contribute to broader sustainability goals. And the next reason is in terms of consumer protection. The NGN policies should protect consumers by enforcing regulations against fraudulent practices and ensuring the transparent billing. And the last reason is that in terms of the quality of service. The NGN policies should define quality of service standards to ensure that consumers receive reliable and high quality communication services.
Okay, so for the third part, we would like to discuss about the key challenges in NGN policy development, which consists of four types. The first thing is the spectrum allocation and management. The second is the security and privacy concerns. The third one is the infrastructure development, and the fourth is the competition and market dynamics. Next. Okay, so the first thing, it is the spectrum allocation and management. And the challenges are including the balancing spectrum demands that meets the growing demands of the NGNs while avoiding the congestion. The second is the interference mitigation that prevents the signal interference between different service and providers. And the last thing is the fair distribution, which ensures the equitable access for various stakeholders. Next. The second part is the security and privacy concerns that focus on the data collection, which collect extensive user data, raising concerns about the surveillance and data exploitation. The second is the consent and transparency, which understand the data collection and have a control with their information that is essential. And the third is the regulatory compliance that align with privacy laws and regulations to protect user rights. Next. The third is the infrastructure development that the challenge are balancing innovation and consumer protection. And the second is the universal access, which equitable to NGN services. And the third is the spectrum management, that efficient allocation and management of wireless spectrum. And the fourth is the investment incentive that encourage private sector investment in NGN infrastructure. And the last thing, the environmental impact, which address the sustainability and energy efficiency concerns. Next. And the last thing is the competition and market dynamics that ensuring fair competition among service providers. And the third is addressing potential monoplastic behavior. And the third is encouraging investment in NGN infrastructure.
Okay, for the last one is our policy recommendation. And there are three subtopics that we'll discuss. These are the policy that could be recommended for our current NGN success in Indonesia. Next. Our first recommendation is to streamline the regulation process. By streamlining regulation, it involves simplifying and optimizing the rules, procedure, and approval required for NGN deployment and operation, especially in outside region of the center city like Jakarta. So we'll focus outside of Jakarta. And the importance are it could improve the efficiency of regulation process, encourage investment in NGN infrastructure by reducing administrative hurdles. It allows for quicker implementation and updates for NGN technology. Some of the action are to establish a single window clearance system for permits and license, and then ensure transparency and consistency in regulation decision. And last one is to regularly review and update regulation to adapt to evolving technology. And next, for the second recommendation, is to encourage innovation. Encouraging innovation involves creating an environment that fosters the development and adoption of new NGN technology and services. It should promote research, development, and entrepreneurship. The importance are it is very critical for the evolution of our current NGN technologies and the creation of new services, ensuring that our network remain competitive and responsive to changing user needs. Some of the actions are to offer incentive such as tax breaks or grants for NGN related research and development, and then to promote collaboration between academy, industry, and startups business. Lastly, to foster open standards and interoperability to spur innovation. And our last recommendation is, next slide. Our last recommendation is to improve the collaboration internationally. International collaboration involves working with other countries and organizations to align NGN policy and standard, share the best practice, and address global challenges such as cross-border data flow and cybersecurity. Its importance is that NGN technology often transcends national borders, so cooperation at the international level, at the global level, is very crucial to ensure the seamless connectivity and addressing global security and interoperability issues. Some of the action are to participate in international forums and standardization bodies. Second one is to negotiate bilateral and multilateral agreement for data sharing and cybersecurity between nations internationally. Lastly, that is to share the experience and learning from other countries' NGN policy. That is to improve the policy in our country. And that is all from our group. Thank you.